I was working on my own goals there. All right, which I'm going to share that with you guys too. So thank you so much. This is Freedom to Flourish, the Real Estate Abundance Plan Challenge, week 1 of July. And we are going to talk about the first pillar in my system. And what this is a system that I created for myself because I got tired of being in overwhelm in my real estate business. I've been a real estate agent for 22 years, and there's a lot has happened over the last 22 years. I've been through good markets, bad markets, all of that. But no matter what, I've always done anywhere from average my team or I myself, like I was just by myself until 2012. Then I started building a team, but we've always closed about 50 deals a year. So I have a lot of transactions under my belt. And with that though, in real estate, like they want us to grow a team, figure out your niche, do all these different things. And it seems like every day it was just overwhelming, all the different things that I was supposed to do or implement into my business. And I had to get a grip on it because I just didn't want to do the same thing over and over. I knew there was more than just opening doors and doing listings. I wanted to build a team. I wanted to help others. I wasn't really sure at the time when I started creating all of this, but I knew there was something. So what this is, I created this system, and this system has 4 pillars. And every month we're going to every week we are going to dig into a different pillar. So those pillars are, first, our mindset. Our mindset is so important, and that's why this pillar is always first, because if you don't have the right mindset in your real estate business and the things that you do throughout every single day from sunup till sundown, every day, every week, every month, every year, like you will be your own worst enemy, and you will get in your own way, and you will not do the business that you are capable of doing. So that's why we dig in deep to that. But also added to that are the things that we're going to talk about today, and that's your plan, and a lot more is going to go with that. But the second pillar, which we go over in detail on week 2, and that is your real estate foundations, the foundational pieces for your business, like your CRM, your branding, a lot of stuff like that. So we'll dig deeper into that next week on Tuesday. And then week 3, automation. So I am all about systemize, automate, and then delegate. So much of the things that we do in this business can be handed off to somebody else. We don't have to do everything ourselves. And I am proof of that because I have a team. I have 4 different agents that act as team agents that work with me in the Loding group. I have 3 virtual assistants, and then I have all of the different things that at Epique Realty we have to offer, the transaction coordinator, all kinds of stuff. And so a lot of the things in my business I no longer do myself, but I do oversee it all. And I want to show you guys how to do all of that. So then week 4, this was last week, and we did it, and it's one of my favorite modules. It's building your lead generation funnels. What does that look like to build a lead generation funnel so that those leads are pouring into your real estate business and you are able to work those leads, which I want to help you figure out, like, what is your audience? What is your niche? Like, what is that going to be? And so I love that one, and I love helping agents build funnels and really getting, once that starts clicking and you're able to really focus on something you love to do and working that community, like it becomes fun and it's exciting. And so I love funnels week. So that's great. But today we're going to dig back in a little bit deeper into week 1 and the actual challenge that I invited you guys here to see. So week 1, I'm gonna open up my real estate plan, also the abundance plan. So if you do not have a copy of this, this is what the plan looks like. I'm going to just share it right now. So I'm going to give this to you guys, and you're able to download it to your own computer and save it so that you could edit it and work on it and build it. So by the end of week 4, you have your entire abundance plan on this one document, and you're able to open it up at any time. You're able to edit it. You're able to add to it, change it, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to give you some great information over the next 4 weeks. This is where that information is going to live and where you're going to create things at. And I'm going to dig back into this a little bit more later, and I'm going to actually open up my abundance plan, and I'm going to show you why that's so important. So if you don't have this already, I'm going to put it in the chat right now. You might already have it. You might want to update it, but I'm going to show you. So if you'll open that up, there, it's in the chat. And if you'll open that up and go to the third one down, it says Abundance Plan Download. You could open that up. It'll open up in your Google Drive, and then you just click Make a Copy. So once that opens, you're going to go up here to the file and click Make a Copy, and then rename it. So you'll name it whatever your name is, Dawn's Abundance Challenge. Just rename it all of whatever you want to. I'm going to cancel because I don't want to rename it. So you're going to do that, and now you'll have this, and I would love to see you guys bookmark it. If you bookmark it and you put it like on your bookmarks bar so that you could get to it any day, then it'll be there for you, and it'll serve as a reminder every day of what you need to get up and do, what you need to, what courses you need to take, what classes, I mean, what different platforms do you need to get into your business and master. Like for me, I've been working on MailChimp for the entire month of June, and now that's carrying over into July. But because that was the one thing that I wanted to really master in June, I have some great funnels and campaigns and things going out because I really dug deep into that. So that's what that document is for. So let's just jump back over to the slides though. So who am I? Like I know some of you I don't, and this is being recorded and going on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching the recording, awesome. I'm Dawn Loding. I have been an agent for 22 years. I'm what I like to call a career realtor. You know, there's realtors who do this part-time. There's realtors who want to be mega agents. I just wanted to support my family. I just wanted to be able to spend time with my kids. I have 4 sons, they're all grown now, and 7 grandsons, and no daughters or I have a couple of daughter-in-laws, so I understand why why God didn't give me girls. They're a bit of work. But my team or I average around 50 transactions a year. Now, sometimes we have really bad years and sometimes we had better years, but I will say last year has been one of the most trying years for me. We've only did about 24 transactions over this past year, but I've also been building my team at Epique and growing that as well. So I'm okay with that. But just to kind of tell you, I have all of those transactions under my belt. So I also co-authored a book a couple years ago called Step Into Your Brave, and really told my story as to why I do all of this. Why do I do this free coaching call every week of every month, except for August, every year? Because I really want to help people who are looking for solutions and really just provide that guidance. I feel like I'm a guide. I'm not a coach. I don't want to be a real estate coach. I really like to be a guide. I want to help you find better solutions. And another thing is that I've learned over the years, like I'm a survivor of childhood trauma. Like I like to call it drama trauma because my parents were they didn't hurt me. They didn't mean to hurt me. They didn't do anything, really bad, but it was just a lot of drama. They divorced before I was 1. We moved around a lot. We lived in poverty. I just went through a lot of things and saw a lot of things that no child should. But I was also born in 1969 and my parents raised me through the 70s. So that might have something to do with it. But they did love me. But my dad was an alcoholic. He died when I was 19, and that's hard to go through your life as a kid, not knowing where you were safe and a lot of different things there. So that I wrote about a lot of that in my book, the chapter of the book. But my point to telling you guys this is that it's really just like, if I can do this, like anyone can do this. It's not hard, but it does require some work. But if you'll do the work that I'm going to share with you over the next 4 weeks, and you get these basic things set up, you can systemize, you can automate, and then you can delegate, and you could go do other things. That's one of the things I love about real estate, is that it's like a gateway, a doorway of sort, like to go fund your most fabulous life if you do it right, and you're not just relying on those closings and living in scarcity. And that is like one of the biggest things that I see is agents are always thinking like, I got another closing coming, I'll just take care of business with that one. And then that one doesn't happen, and then we're living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, I raise your hand if this has happened. Like, it's just what it is. It's hard. We have to really take the steps to be proactive and taking care of our finances and taking care of our business plan and doing all of this. So that's what we're going to work on. And we're going to start with the mindset of this stuff today. What we focus on determines how we feel. How we feel, our state of mind, powerfully influences our actions and our interactions. Tony Robbins. I love Tony Robbins. Have gone to his stuff, all of his stuff, and loved it. And it's so true, because our state of mind, how we wake up feeling every day, is going to determine the steps that you take to get the work done. If you wake up and you're just feeling down on yourself, and you're feeling negative, and you're feeling sad and blue, and you're feeling like you're living in survival mode and scarcity, and those are real mindset places. Like, that is for real. I remember when I used to get up in the morning and my feet would hit the ground, and I was like, oh my God, where's Peter and Paul? Like, I got to rob from Peter to pay Paul. How am I going to pay these bills today? How am I going to live? What have I got to do? What hoops do I got to jump through in order to survive this day? And that was, just the way I was used to living. I was tense, I was stressed, but I was also resourceful, and I found solutions. I did whatever I needed to do to get through it. But I'm here to tell you, like, it doesn't have to be that hard. It does not have to be, feast or famine. It could be more ease. We could add more ease to our days by just getting grounded and focused and setting intentions and doing these few things, so that we know the deals are coming in, so that we have faith that everything's going to be okay. The sky is not falling. The real estate market is crazy for sure. Like, that's going on. That's the reality of it. But do you want to live in the reality that there's still deals closing? I challenge you all to open up your MLS when we get off of this call and go in and do a search of how many properties in your MLS closed over the past 7 days. How many? And that's it. Just go figure that out. And if you had one of those deals every week that closed, or even just a couple a month, or one a month, like one a month, there's, very few of us could go find another job to where if we just had one closing every month, we would make that much money. So if you do your search for the last 30 days and you come up with like 150 properties that closed, how hard would it be for you to just have one of those? Just one, if you were doing the right things. So I challenge you to go look on your MLS, do that search, just do it for 30 days, and just plan on the next month, the next year, just getting these things done. The next month, the things I share with you, but over the next year, doing those stuff that you put on your abundance plan, doing it. So one of those closings every month from this point forward is one of yours, and your name is on there, and you're building these systems, and you're taking care of your money, and you're living in that future self you that you want to be. So that's what we're going to build today. That's what we're going to talk about. But before we do, we got to talk about a little bit of this trauma, this childhood trauma or the trauma from your past. We're all in a different place here, but most likely we all have some kind of trauma in our past. Like, I don't know why, but we all do. It's just life. It's what happens. And how we handle it moving forward is what is going to determine how successful you are in, especially in this business. But as an entrepreneur, like, we have to study, we have to read books, we have to stay engaged, we have to be focused. We're entrepreneurs, we own a small business, and we have to treat it as a small business. So, where are you in your healing journey? Have you dealt with some of those things from your past? Have you reached out and got counseling? At Epique, we get 12 free mental health care sessions a year. So if this is you and you're with Epique, like, and you're thinking like, I know that this is haunting me. Like, I had to deal with my dad's death and the alcoholism for a long time. And I really had to dig in deep. And I got a book recently called Codependent No More. I discovered that I was very codependent on several different things, and that covers a whole lot, and that's a whole nother session that would take like hours and hours. But I knew that I had to confront some of the things from that, so I got the book Codependent No More, and I read it, and I dug deep. I was like, man, and I got answers, and just having those answers to why I did certain things was able to free me up so that I could work on other things and not continuously get stuck the in the loop of those situations that were happening to me. A really good book that I would highly suggest for you guys, if Codependent No More is great. If you've had anybody who is a substance abuse user in your life, you should definitely go read Codependent No More. But if you're just finding that you keep getting blocked, like you think that you self-sabotage, if you feel like you do that to yourself, this is a really good book that I read too. It's called The Mountain Is You by Brianna Weiss. She also does the book The Pivot Year, which is a great book to wake up every day and read, and it's like a daily devotional for success, and I love it. And this book is all about transforming self-sabotage into self-mastery. That was great. I read that about 5 years ago. So I always recommend that one. But you really got to do the work. We're all in different places, like I said, and you got to figure out where you are in your own healing journey so that you could work through it and get past it. Because you guys, there's a fence, and you can't be on both sides of this fence. You got to take your past and you got to leave it behind, and you got to focus on your future. Live in the now on the fence, but also focus on the future. Let the past go. If you're holding grudges, you're not doing anybody any favors, especially yourself. So figure out what those issues are, because it will have everything to do with your business. Your business as a real estate agent intertwines with your personal life. I don't care what people say, it does, because your phone rings and you're going to leave your spouse or your kids and you're going to have to go take that call. And you're going to need to deal with some of these things. So become a fly on the wall inside of your mind. Figure out daily all of the different things that you're doing. If you see yourself getting in these loops, saying things like, I'm broke, I'm poor, I don't have enough of this, I don't have enough of that. If you're blaming people, if you're doing all of these things, negative things in your life, then you need to figure out why. And the counselors can help you do that. I'm always down for a one-on-one call. I will tell you, like, if it's happened, and I've been there, like, if it's all kinds of situations. I have had a divorce. I have had a son in prison. I have had a son addicted to drugs. I've had all of it, like everything. Um, I growing up, I'll spare you all of that, but I would love to have a one-on-one call with anybody who feels like they need guidance on where to go next to figure that out and get solutions. So, figure all this out for yourself, then do the work to heal them. Whatever they tell you, I am living proof that on the other side of that work that you're going to go through, success is waiting for you. Your future is waiting for you. You just have to plan it out. So, like I said, you can't live in the past and the future at the same time. It's just impossible. So, let the past go. Let's focus on the beautiful life that is waiting for you. And I want to help you do that. All right. So, that's all I got to say about that part of it. Now, another thing that comes up a lot, especially for brand new agents, is competition. No, thank you. No competition. Competition kills joy. It is the biggest thief of joy ever. You're not in competition. There might be 500 million realtors out there, but guess what? They all have their own audience. They all have their own people. And there's enough homes in your area for you to get that one closing every month. You are not in competition with them. That is false. That is your fear finding an excuse to tell you not to do what it is that we're going to get through and work through over these next 4 weeks. Do not think of competition. That's one of those things that as soon as you see it coming up throughout your day, you got to let it go, because we're here to build your abundance plan and get you working on the things that are going to bring the money to you. And so do not ever compare your journey to somebody else. Like, don't look at them and say, well, somebody's already doing that. If you're going to go look at other people to learn what it is that you like to do, that's one thing. Go do that. Say, man, I think I could do that. Like, if it's TikTok, Instagram, Reels, Stories, YouTube, whatever it is, if you're watching because you're learning and you want to go implement, awesome. But don't sit there and say, well, so and so's already doing this in my city. I don't want to do it. I'm afraid of what people are going to think. Forget all of that. Do not think like that. We all started at zero. They started at zero. One day they walked out of their real estate commission's office and they found out that they passed that test. And so did you. And you're here to create your own story. And you're here with a gift. You're not here to compare yourself to other agents. You're here to share your gift of being able to help people find homes, sell homes, and do all of that. And so this is a big no-no in my book. Do not compare yourself to others. All right. So Angela usually does this, but she is on another call today and cannot be here. Angela Kristen Taylor is our Georgia state broker at Epique, and she usually goes over this part, but I've heard it enough that I'm going to go ahead. It's the 3 MIQs, the most important questions. And as you're going through all of this stuff, that the plan, when you open up your plan and you spend time in here every day this next week or over the next 4 weeks, these are some of the questions that you're going to ask yourself. You want to ask yourself questions because you need to get these questions answered so that you know where it is you're going to go. What experiences do you want to have in your life? Do you want to travel? Do you want to close 4 deals a month? What are they? They're different for everybody. Do you want money? Like, we all want money. Don't say money. Don't ever stop your questions at, I just want money. Like, why do you want money? Do you want freedom? Why do you want freedom? Go dig deeper with all of your questions. But what experiences do you want to have? And what kind of growth do you want to have? Do you want to grow your business? Do you want to grow your bank account? Do you want to grow what is it that you want? And then finally, the contribution. Like, what do you want to do to give back? These are all great questions. So the 3 most important questions. So now that you're ready to create your plan, here's the link. I already shared it with you guys, but this is where we're going to put the detail into your plan and then do the work. So I'm going to jump over here to the plan for a minute, and I want to talk about week 1. So week 1 is mindset and the plan. And what is your why? Take the time this week, you guys. Meditate, do something, listen to some music, light a candle, figure out and dig deep with yourself. Sit in a quiet room, in quiet space, and figure out what is your why. Why do you want to have a real estate business? Why do you want to help other people? Fall in love with the joy of this business, not the complaints, because I see the complaints all day, every single day. And I just think to myself, man, how could I help that agent stop complaining and start focusing on abundance? I chose the word abundance for my word for the year. I read the book by Derek Bedell, I think that was his name, the abundance something. I'll have to look it up. If anyone's interested, let me know. But I learned how to really stop myself from thinking those negative thoughts and start living more in joy throughout my day and looking for the good things and stop complaining about the bad. Be a solution-based person. But what is your why? Why do you want it? And I opened up my plan over here, and this is what you end up getting to do with your plan. Like, I put my own logo on it. I tell myself mindset always first. If I come across videos, I copy and paste the links in here so I could go to it. And if I ever find myself feeling down, I call it below the line. So here's a good analogy. So I call it living above the line. So in my head, I have this imaginary line that is just there. Like, I just know it's a mental thing. And I ask myself all the time, especially if I catch myself starting to complain, I'm like, oh, wait, I'm living below the line. And I don't want to live below the line anymore. I'm 54 years old. I ain't got time for that shit. I want to live above the line. Above the line is where joy and happiness is, and solutions are found. And that's where I want to be. I want to be above the line. So just ask yourself all the time, like, am I living below the line or above the line? And if you're below, what do you got to do to get above? That's it. It's a choice that you get to make in your own mind that, you know what? Wait, I'm going to find a solution for this. I'm going to stop complaining about it, and I'm going to study it. I'm going to figure out how to work through it, and I want to live above the line. It's a much better place, and money follows it. I am telling you, it follows. Once you start being here, it's like the law of attraction. Once you start finding and living in that frequency above the line, good things happen to you. It just does. And so, they say that you're like the top 5 people that you hang out with. And so you got to do a couple things. You either got to stop hanging out with those people, or find a space when you're with those people that you don't end up them in their misery. And so that's very important, because I used to think, dang, I'm gonna have to get rid of my husband because his glass isn't half full. He's always glass half empty. And how do I keep him from bringing me down? When what I really learned was that it's not about him at all. He's his own person and he's going to do what he's going to do. It's about me putting up my energy protector and my mindset protector and not letting him get into it. And you know what ends up happening is that instead of me going and commensurating over there with him in negativity, I end up bringing him up. And we end up having fun and doing good stuff and living both of us above the line. So I learned all of this stuff with a lot of different books, studying, meditations, all about abundance. And that book, The Abundance, this year has really been awesome. So, not to say I don't fall below the line, you guys. Nobody's perfect. Like, life's going to happen. We're going to have the ups and downs. But when you're down there, recognize it, go watch a movie, understand it, bring yourself back out of it, and then focus on the good stuff. But this is what this looks like. So, these are things that I've gone in and just posted and thought about and put in here. These are my daily me time activities that I do every day. I wake up at 5 to 6 o'clock, somewhere in there, and I get up and I usually put on a guided meditation with my AirPods, like while I'm getting my coffee while I'm doing all of this stuff. And then I sit there for a little while. I pray, I talk to God, I ask for like guidance, like what is it that you want me to do? Give me the words to help the people that I can help today. Or, show me like what is it? Like you got to get connected with your source, whatever that might be, and figure out what's your purpose. Like, what's your purpose? Like we got our real estate license. You know how many people would die to just have the brain to be able to do that? And we've done it. And yet so many of us are just wasting that. And I hate to see that. I absolutely hate to see that. So for me, this is it. My word for 2024, abundance. I love this word. Like this word and me have had a good relationship this year. All right, but then I took the time and I sometimes I'll go through here and I'll change something, but my why do I want this? This is all of my why. My mission, my vision. I didn't even put those on there for you guys, but well, I did. Your vision is on there, but not your mission. My mission is to provide a pathway and a space for real estate agents to find their passion, follow their dreams, and create a business that supports their best life, leading by example, documenting all of my lessons and experience. That is like my mission in life, right? So, what's my vision? My vision for myself in my life is this: my emotions, my health, my wealth, my relationships, my business. Those are all of my vision for where I want to be in all of those areas. So for you guys, it's a blank canvas for you. You get to come in here and you get to take the time and you get to connect with your source and you get to really figure out what this is. And when you start your abundance plan off with these every day and you read it, it starts to become true. Like you start to actually believe that this stuff can happen. And trust me, it can. You're an entrepreneur. You are in charge of your destination. So make it count. So all of these are on here, and then this is how you will get there. For me, let's jump back over. So I've added a little bit more to it. I added my 2024 goals. These are them: master my VIP and have a great plan for my very important people. That's my database. We're going to talk about that next week because that is one of the foundations of your business is that VIP database and the plan that you use for them. You guys, I'll answer all these questions in a little bit. Samesies on the books. Okay, let me just answer these in case you have to go. But oh my God, I need all of these books. I get it totally. So the first book that I told you was Codependent No More. That's a really good book to figure out why you do some of the things you do. If you've ever had a substance abuse person in your family, whether it be your dad, your spouse, your sister, even like anybody you love, we put up blocks in our minds for that. The Mountain is You. This is Brianna Weiss. The Mountain is You. That one. And then let me grab the Abundance one. I'm reading the second one, which was actually the first one for the Abundance Plan one right now. It's called Emergence. I love it too. It's really making these changes in your life over to all these different ways that I believe now. But hold on. The first one is called the Abundance. I finished it earlier. The Abundance Project. Here's what it looks like. It looks like this. It's got a tree, and it's called the Abundance Project. By far my number one favorite book ever. I will always say that because this book, it says 40 Days to More Wealth, Health, Love, and Happiness. Like it's such a good book. I just can't even believe it. But anyway, so those are the books. If I miss one, let me know because if you guys could see my shelf over there, like I have tons of books. And here's the thing though with books. I don't know about you, but for me, I have to get the Audible. I have to listen to it. And then if I love it, I'll go ahead and I'll go in and I'll buy the hard copy because then I want to be able to highlight it, bookmark it, take notes, and do things like that. Like you could see all my books like have highlights. But what I really do and what really works for me is I have a remarkable tablet, and I will sit in the mornings for like an hour, and I will listen to it, and I will journal, and I write notes, and I will journal like 100 pages of a book because I am ADD and I have to internalize stuff. I'm a visual learner for one thing. And so to get it down on paper, but having to write it, like it will take me 6 months to get through a book sometimes because I have to keep hitting pause and then I have to take a note because I want to internalize it. I hate listening to books and just not taking anything away from it and not remembering anything. And so that's what I have to do. You got to figure out what is the best way for you. But I just wanted to share that really quick. So found them. Awesome. All right. So moving on. So I put my 1 year goals in here. Master my VIP, do a video using HomeBot or Keeping Current Matters, and really working on my Lofty and my social media, my MailChimp newsletter to my VIP people or my database, and close 48 transactions and be an Epique agent, power agent at Epique. Okay, that is not going to happen. 48 is because I have a team and I only get half credit for my deals. I will tell you right now, our market's not here. I'm going to leave it on there though, because eventually I'll do it when the market picks back up. But right now, having this on my goal is reminding me why I'm doing all this other stuff. It might not happen right now. So what? It's just not meant to be this year. But I will look at my goals for next year and I'll remember, oh yeah, but for right now, I am in the process of starting my blog and sending out my VIP newsletter. And, part of me could just say, screw it. I ain't going to do that. Like, I don't want to do that. But I remember that eventually, when the market is agreeing with me, that I want to do this. I want to become a power agent. I want that stock. And so it's going to encourage me to do these. But do you see how I don't look at it and think, oh man, I suck? Like, I don't do that. I just think, you know what? Maybe not now, but someday it will happen. And pivot. Like, you have to just go with the flow. Sometimes things are not going to work out your way. And sometimes you might have to go get a side job. Like, but that's okay. Don't give up on your real estate business. Just go get a job. Like, so what? Get a job that you could add people to your VIP database so that you are actually building something, right? My intentions, and then this is how I will get there. So, this plan, this is how the foundations, the automations, and the funnels, and that's the rest of my calls for the month. Those are the ones we're going to look at later. So that's all there. So a couple more things, you guys, and then I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to open it up to answer any questions that y'all might have. But these are just some ideas. These are things over the years that have helped me get out of that place, because I did live in scarcity. I did live in poverty. I did live in survival mode. I did live in that codependent space. I've had to work through a lot of stuff to get where I am today. And I'm so grateful that I found the tools that I needed in order to do that. And it's just taken some work, but I've done it. So these are just some of the tools. Visualize. I love visualizations, but you got to kind of believe that it's going to happen, but you also got to know what is your vision. Visualize. Meditations have been huge for me. Resetting my brain and getting out of those normal negative loops that I was in has been huge. Somebody who does amazing meditations, let me go tell you, is Alexandra Takeda. And I'm going to pull her up on Instagram because she does a lot of good stuff on Instagram. And a lot of the things that we need help with is the abundant stuff. So let me just search for her. Oh, look, there she is. I search for her a lot. She is now my personal coach. Like, I hire a coach all the time for whatever I want to do and where I want to get. And so this woman is amazing. And she has some great meditations I don't know if they're in here. I had bought her meditation method a long time ago, but yeah, look, she has some great stuff in here. She's just so good. So anyway, follow her. She is a business coach, but she does a class that I took last year called Money Mastery Academy. I love that class too. Like she's just she does a lot of free stuff too. So go do her link tree, go do whatever you need to from her. So she was one of my Power Girls guests and she will be again. And she's just a beautiful soul. So, and she just helps women overcome that scarcity space. And that's what it took for me to not wake up and say, how do I rob from Peter to pay Paul? Now I might have to say, I might need to move some money from that bank account to that bank account. That's much better. So, back to the slide deck. Okay, so meditations, read. I've already gone over that. I think you guys understand that. Inspiring videos. Like, don't go watch what's going on in the world. World news, like if you have to follow that stuff, get your update in the morning or at night before you go to bed. Don't watch that crap all day long. It's poison. It will poison you. I get that politics and I get that all that stuff is happening, but it's still going to happen. Whether you dwell on it all day long or not, it's still going to happen. Can you change it? Yeah, go vote. But, there's no point in sitting there and just joining in on that misery. That's not where you're going to create a great business. So if you want to watch something on YouTube, go watch the inspiring videos of people overcoming all those things. Yoga or walk, I work into every single day. I have a minimum of something I'll do, and I would love to yoga and walk every day. I just don't have time. By the evening, I'm so tired. I go to bed sometimes at 7 these days, it seems like. But I already did yoga this morning, so I'm good. Figure out what your intentions are daily. Like, what is the one thing you want to get done? Intentions are great. Healthy lifestyle, you know, I'm all about the 80-20 rule because I like a glass of wine, right? Or a white Russian, like something. So, but for the most part, 80% of my lifestyle is eating salads. Today for lunch, I had a salad with avocado, with grilled chicken, and with some Bolt House Farms blue cheese dressing, which is amazing and very healthy. It's yogurt based. Figure out some healthy lifestyle changes to make. If you're drinking alcohol every night of the week, you need to stop. That is not going to produce a working brain for you the next day. Especially as we get older, I know this because I do like my glass of wine. I just save it for the weekend or a special occasion. Always have a coach. I'll be your free coach. Join me here every week. I don't charge. I don't have another program. I'm not trying to sell you on anything other than making your life be the best that it could be. I do help agents that join me at Epique, but guess what? I also help everybody else's agents at Epique too. If you know me, you know that I'm on the AAC, the Agent Advisory Council. I just got named the area leader, content creator, lead person for that. I forget what my main title is with that, but my team is the one helping train all the area leaders nationwide because we need amazing area leaders. So I love that title. I'm also the national education director for the Power Girls, which is somewhat at Epique, but also in national. We have a national Facebook group called Power Girls. So if you're not in it, go get in it. And we are about to launch a lot of different great things to empower women in that. I hear that Power Dudes is coming soon for you men. I don't know when. Somebody has to raise their hand and I think take leadership of that. I think it would be awesome. We could do things together with the Power Girls and the Power Dudes. Like that I don't know why nobody's done that yet. But I know we're all really busy over here. So these are just some ideas, you guys. So next week, I'll give you a little taste. These are some of the foundation pieces that I'm going to dig in deep with you. And then automations, week 3, and then lead generation funnels. I love that. By week 4, we're going to get you some awesome marketing content going so that you go out there and you bring these leads into your business and these people connect with you and you are you're doing all these things in the down market, which we don't really have a down market. It's just a weird market. Things are still happening. Like I said, go check your MLS. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to stop recording.